Vexithar the Destroyer had conquered 47 star systems. His name was whispered in terror across the Andromeda arm of the galaxy, and his Crimson Fleet had never known defeat, standing 8 feet tall with chitinous armor naturally grown. From his exoskeleton, the Warlord was the apex predator of his species, the Zephyrians. His 4 arms could each crush steel, and his compound eyes could track a dozen targets simultaneously. So when his scouts reported the discovery of a small blue planet in an unremarkable solar system, inhabited by soft, pink creatures with only 2 arms and primitive technology, Vexithar barely glanced up from his tactical displays. "Eliminate them," he commanded with a dismissive wave of one massive claw. "Standard protocol. Orbital bombardment. Then ground forces for resource extraction." The Zephyrian Admiral, Crixel, hesitated. "My lord, the species calls themselves humans. Our preliminary scans suggest they possess nuclear weapons and have achieved space flight, though limited to their immediate solar system." Vexithar's mandibles clicked in what passed for laughter among his kind. "Nuclear weapons? How quaint. Deploy the Devastator fleet. This will be concluded before the next solar cycle." 3 days later, 1,000 Zephyrian warships materialized at the edge of Earth's solar system. Each vessel was the size of a city, bristling with plasma cannons and quantum disruptors. The humans' early warning systems screamed alerts across every military installation on the planet. Admiral Sarah Chen stood in the Pentagon's war room, staring at the tactical display showing the massive alien formation. The president had given her full authorization to respond with everything they had. "Ma'am," her aide whispered, "they're broadcasting on all frequencies. It's a surrender demand." Chen's jaw tightened. "Patch it through." Vexithar's imposing figure appeared on the main screen, his 4 arms spread wide in a gesture of dominance. "Primitive humans, I am Vexithar the Destroyer. Your world now belongs to the Zephyrian Empire. Surrender immediately, and your deaths will be swift. Resist, and you will suffer beyond imagination." Admiral Chen stepped forward, her voice steady. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of Earth Defense. You have 30 seconds to leave our solar system, or we will consider your presence an act of war." The alien warlord's compound eyes seemed to glitter with amusement. "You dare threaten me, soft creature? Very well. Prepare to witness the power of a true predator species." What Vexithar didn't understand about humans was that they were persistence hunters. Where his species had evolved as ambush predators, relying on overwhelming force and intimidation, humans had spent millennia chasing down prey across endless plains, never giving up, adapting to every challenge. As the Zephyrian fleet advanced toward Earth, humanity's response began to unfold. Every nation on the planet had contributed to Project Lazarus, a contingency plan that had been developed in secret for decades. Hidden bases on the moon activated, revealing massive railguns. Asteroid mining stations suddenly reconfigured themselves into weapons platforms. Most surprising of all, sleeper ships that had been launched years earlier toward nearby star systems came online, having been waiting in the dark reaches of space. The first wave of human response came from unexpected angles. Kinetic projectiles, accelerated to a significant percentage of light speed, slammed into the Zephyrian formation from multiple vectors. The aliens' shields absorbed most of the impact, but their perfect formation was broken. Vexithar snarled as his command deck shuddered. "Impossible! How did they achieve such coordination? Their technology readings showed primitive capabilities." What the Zephyrian scans had missed was humanity's greatest weapon: their ability to think collectively while maintaining individual initiative. Every human response was coordinated through quantum entanglement communication networks, allowing instantaneous coordination across vast distances. The second wave was even more unexpected. Human ships, small and seemingly insignificant compared to the massive Zephyrian vessels, swarmed the alien fleet like antibodies attacking an infection. These weren't built for overwhelming firepower, they were built for persistence. Each carried fusion charges and operated on a simple principle: get close enough to cause maximum damage, regardless of survival. "Sir, they're not trying to win a traditional engagement," Admiral Crixel reported, his voice tinged with something Vexithar had never heard from his subordinates before: fear. "They're implementing asymmetric warfare. Every time we destroy one of their vessels, 3 more appear from different vectors." The humans had learned something that Vexthar's species, in all their conquests, had never encountered: an enemy willing to sacrifice everything for victory. Where other species surrendered when faced with overwhelming odds, humans seemed to fight harder. The battle raged for 18 hours. For every human ship destroyed, the wreckage was immediately scavenged by other human vessels, the salvaged. Materials somehow instantly incorporated into new weapons or defensive systems. It was as if the entire human race had become a single, adaptable organism. But the most terrifying revelation came when Vexithar tried to retreat. As his remaining ships pulled back toward the edge of the solar system, they found their escape route blocked. More human vessels emerged from the asteroid belt, from behind moons, from trajectories that should have been impossible to achieve. "How many ships do they have?" Vexthar demanded. "Sir," his tactical officer's voice cracked, "I don't think they're all ships. Some appear to be modified industrial platforms, civilian transports. Even what looks like a converted passenger liner is firing plasma charges at us." Admiral Chen's voice crackled across the comm system, now broadcast to the entire Zephyrian fleet. "Warlord, you made a fundamental error. You assumed we were like your previous conquests. But humans don't fight like predators. We fight like a virus. We adapt, we spread, and we never stop coming." In the end, Vexthar's mighty fleet was whittled down not by superior firepower, but by humanity's relentless resourcefulness. The survivors limped away from Earth's solar system, their warlord's reputation in tatters. As Vexthar stared at the blue planet receding behind them, he finally understood what he had encountered. Not just another species to be conquered, but something far more dangerous. A race that turned every disadvantage into a weapon, every loss into a lesson, and every enemy into a teacher. The humans had shown him that there were fates worse than death. There was the humiliation of being outmaneuvered by creatures you had underestimated. In the war rooms of a dozen civilizations, the news spread quickly. The unstoppable Vexthar had been defeated. But more importantly, a new player had announced itself to the galaxy, one that didn't play by the established rules of conquest and surrender. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and they had made it clear they intended to stay.